decided to go camping for a few days and take Jazz. Hello, Jazz. Brought the 1985 Coleman Sun Valley with us. Gonna try to do some hiking today. It's quite really nice trails here at Indian Salina Lake. If you get a chance, especially this time of year, it'd be perfect. There's that light bar, and it works out pretty good. LED, the 1985 Coleman Sun Valley. From behind, that you really can't see the Montana lights. So that's pretty important. Now that light bar really lights up when I hit the brakes too. Makes it nice. This is what I do with the cord to the LED. Whenever I get here, I just unhook it from the tongue of the trailer and just leave it up there, and it'll where I had the straps that go underneath and hook underneath, they just come up. So the LED light will just sit there, and I'll raise the Coleman up. Me and Jazz left about 5 a.m. and going down the interstate, I tell you what, it's nice to have that extra visibility because, you know, a lot of drivers are going 75, 80 miles an hour. And I'm doing, 60 to 65, so it's always nice to have that extra visibility. Jazz kind of walk around. Boy, she smells the animals out here. Holy cow. Quite a few coyotes here in the Hoosier National Forest. Okay, I'm getting ready to try out my headboard that I made. Put it together a few weeks ago. I think it's going to turn out pretty good. Whenever I sleep in the Coleman Sun Valley, what happens is my pillows have a tendency to push up against this screen. It really puts a lot of pressure on the seams, on the zipper parts, around where the screen is sewn in. I make myself like a headboard to kind of hold my pillows from pushing on that screen when you sleep at night. 3/4 by 11.5 inches, and this is actually going to go underneath the mattress, and then this will be the actual headboard that'll hold the pillows in place. I just use some L-shaped little brackets right here. You want to be careful that the screws don't go all the way through to the other side here. Make sure that there's nothing right there to snag. I thought about putting this together with hinges. That may be what I'll eventually do. I just didn't have any hinges in stock. So I just got to put it together manually each time. It actually stores away pretty nice like this. Camping in the Hoosier National Forest, Indian Salina Lake. Okay, I want to go ahead and show you how the headboard works. I pull back my Thermarest mattress. So here's the stock mattress that comes with the Coleman, the 1985 Sun Valley Coleman. And then I pull it back. Here's the bed right here. And then here's the headboard that I made. It'll go up against the bed rail, and the mattress folds down. So the piece that is laying flat, horizontal, is being held by the mattress, and then this is the vertical headboard that's coming up. Like I'm probably going to go ahead and add another piece to this. Once I put my mattress down, and then once I put my Thermarest down, and this Thermarest pad works really good, not only to make it more comfortable, but the Thermarest pad adds a lot of insulation. So once we start getting into the fall and into the winter camping, it'll keep that cold air that's coming up underneath the bed. It'll keep it away from your body as you sleep at night. So just the fact that this headboard is going to keep this Thermarest from sliding this way helps out a lot. And even this ridge right here is enough to kind of hold that pillow into place and keep it from pushing on that screen. I just didn't want it to do this right here. So I'll have to think about that. I could easily make another extension right here on top of it. That would work fine. A lot of the Facebook camping groups, I see a lot of questions come up about what kind of mattress do you use, and especially in the pop-up camper group. What kind of mattress do you use? Do you rely on just your factory mattress, or do you do something else? This is the Thermarest that I use on top of my factory Coleman mattress that I have. This down, and then this is the one that I've had for a lot of years, and I really like it. It's a Thermarest Luxury Series, and if you notice, it's a double. So it's actually sewn together right here. That makes it really nice. And I would think this is not a queen bed. This is probably a twin bed on the Coleman. So two people can sleep pretty comfortably with that right here. It's got a little valve on each one of them. Is controlled separately. Unscrew this valve, let it sit there for about 5 or 10 minutes. It'll kind of self-inflate. And then I always like to blow some more air into it to make it a little bit more firm. In case you're looking around, I doubt if you could find this Thermarest Luxury Series like this. It's possible. It was pretty expensive at the time. I'm sure they're pretty expensive now for sure, but it's well worth it. Once again, it adds that extra comfort plus that insulation factor so that cold air doesn't come up underneath you, and it makes it a lot more warm. So there we go. There's the sleeping quarters for tonight. These two benches right here become a bed. I usually put that together. I'll put Jazz's blankets out right below me right here, and she can sleep right here and she'll be fine. Right now she's outside. You know, this is the first really cool day that we've had, and I think she's a little bit chilly. She's going to do fine. We're going to go on a hike here in just a little bit. You can see I've got the Pontiac Montana, the 2004 Pontiac Montana, packed pretty good. You can see I've got my hiking boots, an extra sleeping bag, which will probably end up being for Jazz, some clothes, my backpack. I don't know if I've ever showed this before or not, but this right here is pretty cool. This is a portable toilet. You know, most of the time when I'm out on the road, there are bathrooms available, but if not, this will come in pretty handy right now. It's a nice little system I've had now for, I guess it's about 2 years. Now, I got to be perfectly honest with you, I've never even tried it before, because most of the times I'll stay in campgrounds, I'll stay places where bathrooms are available. Just in case, it's always good to have something like this with you. It's an Alliance brand. Legs on it that pop out. Legs pop out, and then you just push it straight down to lock them in. Open it back up, it's ready to go. Pretty nice little system right there. It's got dual bags with it, so you'll actually have a bag in it. The waist actually goes into. It actually has a second bag. You tie the waist bag up, and then it has a second bag that pulls over top of it and ties it up. So it's a double bag system. It looks like it would be pretty nice. The one complaint that I have read about it online was the fact that it wasn't tall enough. A lot of people said they wish it was a little bit taller. I can kind of see that. You know, it would be pretty short to sit on, but to me, this was almost like there's no other place to go, so you got to use this, so that's why you're using it anyway. So a little bit of inconvenience doesn't seem like it's too bad of a price to pay. Stored and ready to go. So anytime I'm out on the road for a long period of time, I always have this with me just in case nature calls. Most of the time in the Montana, I just carry just some random things with me. There's a tire repair kit, Rain-X repellency. That's because I do a lot of filming, and a lot of filming will be through the windshield. So I try to keep the rain off, and I try to keep my windows as clean as possible. And then I just have a series of things that I keep in there: an extra sock hat, you know, some big rubber gloves in case it was raining and I need to get out and change a tire or something. Of course, this is real important right here. You know, this time of year, once this fall sets in, the bugs will start dying off pretty quick. But through the spring and summer, you'll always want to spray this on your clothing. I always have a lot of rope with me. A lot of times I have a lot of paracord with me, bungee cords, the Gorilla Tape. is always vitally important. Just a series of things, some fishing line, some tie downs. Here's some other things. I always carry an extension cord with me just in case I end up camping somewhere that they have electricity. You know, it's a real hassle being a YouTube creator, keeping your batteries all charged up at all time, because I have so many different batteries I need to charge. If I happen to have a place, they do have an electric pole right there in the campsite, I'll take this cord. That way I'll be able to charge everything up. This is pretty nice. Here's just a little tube light that I got, what they call a hockey puck light that I've got set up into Montana. These are pretty nice. You know, they're LED. The battery drainage is very low. They put out a nice soft light. If I ever don't have the Coleman with me or the Gazelle, then I'll be sleeping actually into Montana. And right here is what I like to use, and those are nice soft light in case I need to work inside or find anything. Now, Mrs. Melissa got this for me, and I really appreciate this. This is for the side of the road in case you had an emergency, or even if you came up on a wreck or something, you could warn traffic, oncoming traffic, that there's a real problem going on. I like that right there. Gadgetries are pretty nice to have. A lot of people make fun of them, but they're pretty nice to have. Throwing a lot of warning signs out like this little guy right here would do, which would be nice and kind of really tell people, hey, you need to slow down, something's going on. I also carry this light with me. This is a search emergency light. It's rechargeable. You take this first, it's got LED flood. It's got super bright, super bright. And then look at that right there. That would be pretty nice to have also sitting on top of your vehicle to let people know, hey, there's an emergency coming up and something is going on up ahead, slow down. That goes off, and then of course you flip around to the other side and you have your super spotlight, your strobe light. That would be nice to have up on the vehicle too. If you travel at night and you have like a pop-up camper with you, or any kind of a camper with you, I could have a flat tire on the Montana. Anything could happen, and it's always nice to make sure people know. Jazz is going, all right, man. Enough with the reviews, product reviews. Let's go hiking. Just a minute, buddy. I bought this Coleman Extreme Cooler. It's been a couple years now, and I really like it. It really does hold ice. Even in the summertime, it'll hold ice for like 4 or 5 days. In the wintertime or the fall like this, it'll probably hold ice up to about 7 days. Now, what I found out is when I pack my food, I like this bucket that I've got in here. It's kind of like an oval-shaped bucket. What it does, it allows my food to sit on the inside. I've got ice and items like that salad dressing right there, and water and my applesauce on the outside of the bucket, but all my food stays on the inside. That way, as the ice does melt, everything is not going to get wet. I hate that when you open up a cooler and everything inside it is soaking wet. Well, as we all know, life isn't perfect, and I don't mind showing you some of the blunders I make out here. It's just life, and it's the way it is. But I got to show you this one right here, because this is like, come on, dude. So I'm filming everything in my cooler. I'm getting stuff out. I'm getting ready to have some lunch right here, make some lunch, and I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about filming. I'm thinking about showing you guys everything out there. Well, I went to shut the hatch on the Montana, and all of a sudden something didn't sound right. It's made kind of like a squish, made a squish noise or something. I thought, man, what is going on? Open the door back up. My little yogurt, Activa yogurt, was sitting in the bottom. I don't know what you're gonna do. Still got a little bit left in there. Ooh, that's blueberry too. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Okay, well, I'm gonna clean that up. You know what? I think what I'll do is I'll get Jazz on that one right there. She's my cleaner on this trip. Yeah, it's a good idea. Okay. Hey, Jazzy. Got some yogurt, Jazzy. Hey, Jazz, I got something for you. Okay, I got a job for you. Let's go. Wait a minute. Let me get you untied. Just a minute. I know you. Okay, Jazz. Let's go. Let's go to Montana. Let's go to Montana. Let's see if you can find it yourself. Yeah. That's right. There you go. Oh yeah. There you go. Look here. Here. Right here. Here. Up here. Is it up here? Here. Look here. Here. Okay, let's go. That's good. Come on. Good job. Yeah, you know, sometimes I come on these trips. It seems like I try to plan everything just right, but you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes I feel like I'm just fumbling around and just making mistakes all over the place. But, you know, when I get home and I sit down and I look at some of the video I shot, it looks pretty good. Things turned out pretty good. I don't let it bother me too much. Like water on a duck's back, just let it go on out. I'm going to warm up a little rice that I have and put some potatoes in it, mix it up, and enjoy that for some lunch. Plus some other things here. I've got some carrots, got some celery, Thousand Island salad dressing, one of my favorite. And I've got some turkey here. Okay. I'm going to get this set up and make a little lunch. Jazz is over making some noise. She's thinking she's going to get some too, which she will. Here's another little lesson. Lessons are there to be learned constantly if you pay attention. But this little stove of mine that I have, this is a brand new canister, and I took the little lid off of it, went to screw my stove on. When I got my stove screwed on, I always check then to make sure it's going to work, see if I can hear gas coming off. Well, this little knob right here had been turned just a little bit. I couldn't hear the gas coming out. But if I wouldn't have checked that, I'd be sitting there the whole time and gas would be coming out of here, floating away in the air. Really dangerous if you were inside a camper or inside a vehicle and didn't realize that it happened. Taught me a lesson to always make sure, once I screw that on, that is nice and tight and it's off all the way. When you light one of these guys, you always want to make sure fire is lit, ready to go before you turn your gas on. Never turn your gas on first and put your flame up to it. Make sure your flame is ready to go. Also have some potato pieces here. I'm going to go ahead and mix in my rice and just... Nothing fancy. Some sea salt, some Himalayan pink sea salt in there. I don't ever eat any kind of table salt at all. Iodized salt, no way. Always Himalaya pink sea salt. I know you're wishing you were here for lunch. You know, obviously when it's chilly like this, you can't sit around and put all your courses together and have them all ready at the same time. So what I found out, if I cook some bacon and eggs, I go ahead and eat them. Then I cook my toast. Then I'll cook something else. Things will chill off really, really fast. Obviously when you're by yourself, you eat right out of the pan. That's pretty good. Just a minute. I'll give you some. Boy, you ain't bashful about staring at somebody when they eat, are you? Woo. Boy, you know, you can come to the Hoosier National Forest here at Indian Salina Lake almost any time, and there's never anybody here. The one time it's always booked up, the first 2 weeks of firearm season, white-tailed deer firearm season. This camp is completely booked up for 2 weeks. Besides that, you can come here anytime. There's rarely anybody here. Maybe Memorial Day, maybe Labor Day would be the only exceptions. Just a minute. Okay, Jazz seemed to like that. Me and Jazz were thinking about heading up into the North Country, Lake Superior, for 10 days. Had to cancel that trip, which was kind of disappointing, but just had some things going on that I didn't feel comfortable about going that far away. Anytime you have an adventure planned, but there's other things that are taking up your mind, that are taking up your time, it's very important to go ahead and make that decision to cancel. If you do, that location will always be there another time. You'll feel a lot better about taking care of what you need to take care of, and then you can get on up there at a later date. It almost feels like maybe you get a little grace sprinkled upon you. Even the trip that you end up taking then eventually even seems like it's better than it ever has been before. There'll be another time. Those lakes and those mountains and those deserts will always be there waiting for you. Every day I take a bowl of applesauce. I take 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and put in it. Now the cinnamon is excellent for anyone that has diabetes or is facing down diabetes. Looks like diabetes is in your future. Ingredients in cinnamon will help so much as far as the symptoms of diabetes. Type in Dr. Berg cinnamon on YouTube. He'll explain it to you. But I have always liked grilled hot dog, nice and dark like this. I love them. Just eat them cold. They are a perfect snack to have when you're out camping. Of course, you can always make them on the campfire if you want to too. Delicious. Yeah, I think the last time I filmed camp lunch like this, I was up on Lake Superior. If you go to my playlist, Lake Superior, you'll see all the videos I have when I'm up in the UP of Michigan, up camping on Lake Superior. One of my favorite places to be. All right, that was a pretty good lunch, gotta say. Oh, Chef Lawrence did pretty good. Now, to finish it off, a well-smashed Activa blueberry. Yummy, yummy. No, Jazz, you already had yours. That's pretty good dessert. All right, gonna get lunch cleaned up and get a backpack put together. We're gonna do a little hiking. Ready, Jazz? All right. Stay.